Pete Mihalik was a legendary South African lawyer known for defending high-profile clients in Cape Town's underworld. His sharp skills and confidence earned him respect, but also fear. Mihalik's associations with notorious figures blurred the line between law and crime. As tensions escalated in the underworld, Mihalik's life became increasingly precarious. On October 30th, 2018, his world was shattered by gunfire in Greenpoint, Cape Town. The morning of the 30th of October 2018 seemed ordinary for Cape Town advocate Pete Mihalik. In Greenpoint, the spring air carried the rhythm of traffic. Joggers dotted the Seapoint Promenade, and Mihalik followed his routine school run to drop off his children at Redham House Atlantic Seaboard. What he didn't know was that he had been under surveillance for days. At about 7:35 a.m., as Mihalik's Mercedes-Benz stopped near the school gates, a gunman approached the driver's side. The move was swift and calculated. A single 9mm round was fired through the window, striking Mihalik in the head and killing him instantly. Before bystanders could react, the shooter disappeared into the street. Inside the car, panic erupted. Mihalik's 8-year-old son, seated in the front, was struck by shrapnel, a fragment lodged near his spine. His teenage daughter in the backseat escaped physical harm, but was left traumatized. Witnesses described chaos as parents screamed, staff rushed to protect children, and police sealed the scene where one of Cape Town's most notorious lawyers had just been executed in broad daylight.
Behind me, you can see the school where Pete Mihalik was supposed to drop off his 8-year-old son. And now you can't see behind me, but when I look up, I look at the spot exactly where he was killed, brazenly in broad daylight. It was a normal school run. People were running up and down here. It was busy. And the next moment, 2 gunshots ring out in a wealthy, peaceful suburb. So it was definitely a shocker for everyone who lives in this area. We saw a few people that were visibly shaken and distraught. Because of this, we saw people crying, huddling together, because this is not the kind of thing that they would expect in a suburb and a neighborhood like this. And as you said, the Bongani is so close to a school where small children, first graders to 12th graders go here, where small children go to school. So it was absolutely shocking, especially for the community here and, of course, the school where it happened.
According to prosecutors, Sizwe Biela and Nkosinathi Khumalo were brought from KwaZulu-Natal to carry out the assassination, allegedly at the instruction of Vuyile Maleti. The two, along with another unidentified suspect, traveled in a VW Polo and a Renault Clio. CCTV footage placed both vehicles in the area a day before and on the morning of the murder. Less than an hour after the shooting, Khumalo was arrested when a traffic officer stopped the Clio he was driving along with the Polo behind him for ignoring a stop sign.
Mihalik was known to move in Cape Town's high-profile circles, a celebrity lawyer who often took on suspected organized crime figures as clients in criminal cases. Investigators from the police's anti-gang unit were deployed to the scene, an inference that the shooting could be connected to Mihalik's defense of underworld figures. Police say a suspect has been taken into custody for questioning, but are keeping details of the arrest under wraps for now. Lester Kivet, Cape Town.
Mihalik's clientele was as diverse as it was controversial. He had defended Jason Rode, the property mogul convicted of killing his wife, and represented businessman Nafis Modak, Jerome Donkey Boyson, Ralph Stanfield, Mark Liffman, and others. All these are key figures in Cape Town's underworld who are also rivals. The motive for the hit remains uncertain. Starting in 2016, Cape Town's underworld fractured into a bitter rivalry. Businessman Mark Liffman on one side, and Nafis Modak leading a breakaway faction on the other. Power between the groups hinged on brothers Colin and Jerome Donkey Boyson, who themselves split. Colin backing Modak, Jerome siding with Liffman. What followed was a series of tit-for-tat shootings, attempted hits, and assassinations. Caught in the middle was Mihalik. Though never proven in court, police testimony suggested he acted as a mediator, bringing together Modak, Boyson, and associates such as Mark Lau. Allegedly, he arranged monthly protection payments of 100,000 rand, funneled through Lau's account to Modak. While these claims remained untested, Mihalik's role as a trusted legal defender for underworld figures placed him in the center of negotiations and power struggles. but that influence came at a cost. Reports suggested a 5 million rand bounty had been placed on his head. In balancing rival factions, he had made enemies across the board. One underworld source put it bluntly: he was talking with too many people. He knew too much. On the 10th of November 2018, Mihalik was laid to rest at the Greek Orthodox Church in Greenpoint. The pews were packed with family, legal colleagues, and gangland royalty. Among the mourners were two high-ranking Cape Town gang bosses, Ralph Stanfield and Colin Boyson, their presence a silent reminder of the lawyer's deep ties to the underworld. But in Cape Town, such mixing of the worlds of law, crime, and mourning was nothing new. Years after the daylight assassination of Pete Mihalik outside his son's school, one question continued to overshadow Cape Town: who had ordered the killing? During the trial, prosecutors described the attack as a meticulously planned execution. They presented evidence such as surveillance footage showing the accused's car shadowing Mihalik's routine in the days leading up to his death, cell phone data allegedly placing the suspects near both Mihalik's residence and the school at key moments, eyewitness identifying the hitman that was seen fleeing the scene right after the gunshot. The accused, Sizwe Biyela, Nkosinati Kumalo, and Vuile Maliti, were all found guilty of murder on Wednesday, the 2nd of August 2023 by Judge Nziweni, sentenced to 1 life sentence for murder, 10 years for attempted murder, and 7 years for unlawful possession of firearm and ammunition. Yet, despite the sentencing, the state never disclosed who had masterminded the assassination, a silence that left a gap at the heart of the case. Behind the scenes, investigators speculated on possible motives. Some suspected the killing was linked to bitter nightclub security wars, where Mihalik's role in defending rival factions may have upset the balance of power.
Well, the underworld, exactly what he's saying there, it stretches everywhere. It tentacles, if you will, reaches far and wide. And if it tells us anything, it shows us that even a person like Pete Mihalik, who lived in a wealthy neighborhood, who would have had protection of his own because of the kind of work that he was involved in, if they could reach him, other people are also easy to get to. So it just shows you that if the underworld targets you, there isn't much you can do about that. And he was